Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to continue working on part 19 of this house build. Let's get started. So in the last video, I showed you how to create the sheets. We're done with modeling our Revit. Now, we're going to continue working on this, and now we're going to send this one to Twinmotion. So before we do that, we want to make sure that you're in Find, you're in 3D, and then it's either hidden or you can choose whatever here except for the wireframe. And then after that, press save, and then we go to Datasmith, and then we're going to export this one. If I were you, open your Twinmotion account now, and then add your open the Twinmotion or your latest Twinmotion, and then here it's up to you to change your file name. I'm just gonna leave it like this, and then click on save. So once you do, we're going to go to the Twinmotion program. I already have it open, so I don't need to wait for it, and then just close this one. And what I do is I just delete the starting cylinder and then the spear, and then I'm just going to leave the starting ground, but everything else delete it. And then after that, we go to import, and then we need to go to the location where we save our Datasmith. So what I did is I just went here and then just Control-C, and then after that we go to import, select this plus sign, and then just leave it in geometry, and then click open, and then Control-V on the file name, and then we go to the correct location, and then click open, and then click on import afterwards. It will import our model, and as you can see, just press OK. And then let's see how this one looks. We want to make sure that nothing is overlapping and everything is showing up properly, especially the base. So for example, if it's above, it will start blinking because it is overlapping this. So we're just gonna undo this and then just leave it like this. So we got this one done, and then we do have to save it first so that we already have this one saved. Make sure to sign in as well. So I'm already signed in, so that's good. And then I just need to save as, and then save it to the proper location that I want, and then I'm gonna put it in house. I want it all caps, so just like that. So click on save, and then because you already signed in, we'll be able to use Sketchfab, Megascan, and all of those stuff already. So now click on ambience, and then go to camera. This is very important that we do this. Go to local exposure, and we need to look for, so go to details right here, and then we need to check this parallelism. So click here, so we're always vertically aligned, and we're not tilting or something like that, and then everything looks much better. Now we can add in materials, and one thing that I do first is the clear glass. I'm gonna set this one as clear glass, and it's basically making the opacity increase. So I'm gonna put this one around maybe 70, and then this one around 0.50. So that's good right there. And then the tint, and then just basic or standard, either way. So standard, and then I'm going to make this one right here. still visible there, but we're going to change that for sure later on, once we set up the rendering. Then also go to ambience. Actually, for this one, we need to set the clear glass again. I'm going to make this one two-sided for this one, and then make it a little bit colored because we need a separation of intensity for this one. So I'm gonna use this one somewhat different, so at least there's some separation of lightness there. So after that, go to materials, and the stone that I'm gonna use here is my favorite one, is this one, and I'm gonna increase the scale. So I'm happy with that, so I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. If I want to change it, I'm gonna change it later on, but for now that looks much better. For the mullion, I'm going to pick material, and then select that material right there. It's already aluminum, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to change it to black. And what you want to do is to increase the metalness if it's not. So as you can see, I'm gonna put it at 80. So that's good right there. Black. And then next thing we're gonna do is we're going to set maybe the materials for this one. So go to materials. For the concrete, it's either I'm gonna leave this one white, or just I'm going to set this one as like that. So either way, I'm gonna change that, but I forgot that I'm going to put this one as aluminum as well, so it's consistent with color. And then this one as well, the casing of the light there. And then why not put this one right here, and then aluminum here as well for the number. So I'm good with that. I want to change the border wall to something stone again. I'm gonna use this, and then increase the scale. Actually, this stone looks much better as well. It's better here as well. So either way, we can add that one or here. And then it's either we put all, we're just gonna leave this one white, and then I want the neon now to show. So here I'm going to set this one up, and then I want it to glow, and it's not glowing. There's a reason for that. So what I want to do is go to ambient, go to rendering. I'm gonna use lumen, and then of course path tracer later on. And then here we need the lumen to glow. So I'm just going to leave this one around like that, and then once we're rendering it, we're gonna see how it looks, if it's glowing too much or too low. So depending on that, we're gonna put the path tracer low for now, so that once we render, we'll be able to see. And then why not go here, go to ambient again, and then click on the environment, because we're going to use HDRI. Click enable and then backdrop HDRI. And then here we can change the HDRI, and then we can choose different ones. So ambient, environment, and then we could drop it here once we selected that. I'm looking for a snowy background. I haven't seen it, so but probably I'm not checking too much. But here, maybe I'll change this one right here like that. And then here, you can change the rotation. Maybe this background is nice enough. Of course, we're gonna add in so rotation, and then go to detail, and then you can put in size if you want to make it bigger a bit, and then the height offset, so you can pull it down. It's not visible too much at the back. You have those snippets there. Okay. And then let's see. So it's glowing already, but it's too much glow. So that's why I have to put it in lumen and then in this background so that we could see how it glows. So I'm gonna glow it on 10 only to see how it looks. Here, for this one, we need to check the two-sided metallicness. Not too much. The opacity, we're gonna lower it down. So I think that's good enough, and then we can try this one and see how it bounces. Maybe a little bit lower. And then see it again. Looks good enough, but okay. So we could deal with that later on. And then I want to change the type of glow, or the color of glow here. So I want it to be yellowish. Yellowish orange. Okay, so like that. I'm happy with that. And then here we need to select this, and then all the lights fixture, because it's going to glow too much if we don't take care of that. So I'm just selecting all of those so that we could just set the temperature to around 32 something. 32K. Let's put it at 3000, so that's good enough. And then you can see how that one affects everything. And then here we need to look into this as well. $3,000. Then press OK. I think that's good enough there. And maybe here we need to lower it down. It's glowing too much. 32, and then the intensity to lower it down. Maybe 10 is good enough, and maybe not, but we're going to check that one. And as you can see, it's not that glowing anymore, not too much though, so we're good with that. And having that glow right there gives it a better look. And also going to select this again and then put this one to black, so aluminum for that. And then for the material here, we're gonna change it to the roof material. I'm just gonna use this and then increase the scale a bit so it looks like asphalt shingles, and that's good enough for me. And then for the materials here, I'm gonna use this and then increase the scale so that the paneling is much visible. And then here, another or a different wood material, or maybe we could change it a bit. So here in Megascan surfaces, we can put concrete. Yeah, let's put concrete material. Let's look at this one, bared concrete material right there. How about this one, polish? Instead of concrete, I'm going to do the wall covering as matte paint instead. And then here, I'm gonna use the same materials right here, aluminum. So it's much better right there. So I'm thinking now what kind of stone we can use here. I can use slate. Yeah, I could use slate. So slate is good enough for that one. And then here, what I want is, I'm gonna use big material and then use this one right here as well. So that's consistent with color. And then here, maybe a mahogany for this one right here. So that's looking good right there, even though that's black. That's good enough there. And of course we're going to add in more. And then the concretes here, we need to set. I'm gonna put fine concrete or aggregate exposed concrete. Okay, so that's good right there. And then here we can go to ground, man-made, and then I'm gonna use this, scale it a bit, and then here we could put in this one right here. I'm gonna select this one again, lower the scale, and then here we're gonna use slate and scale it a bit. So with that, as you can see, it looks much better. Happy with that part right there. And then before we finish, we can go to the user library and click on buildings, and have some projects here that I've done before, and then some that are just for placement or for population. So it's something like this. I'm just going to use it to populate the area so that it looks complete. So I'm just going to put this one something like that, just beside this one. So with that, as you can see, we can place this one right there, and then here as well, let's just add this one somewhere right here, and then I'm just going to lower it a bit, click on tab, and then pull it inner like that, and then just having that background right there will give it a lot of information, and it looks populated there. We could just move this one a little bit so that we have grass, and then this one as well so that we have grass. We can put in front. So by that, as you can see, we have our background. You can even go here and maybe rotate to have a nice background. Like that. Of course, we can add more, and then kind of like this one, there's a light showing. Okay, so we're gonna stop here for now and continue in the next video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you liked the video. Please hit like and subscribe. Feel free to comment down below.